Welcome back, guys. This week's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled and get your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. Hey, maybe you can find a book that talks about smoking meats. Maybe you can be the next smoke master, like Jonny. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Jumbled, your favorite podcast about nothing. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jonny.
Don't turn it down.
Turn what down?
This entire time, for like 5 minutes before we started recording the actual podcast, you've been an insane runaway train, dude. I have not been able to stop you at all. And then you just, you tuned it in like you're on an NPR podcast, dude. What are you doing?
I'm bringing the professionalism to this bitch.
I guess. Yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm running on a pretty sweet high right now of... I had a pretty busy Monday, Tuesday, and I bailed on the gym yesterday, and I'm partially disappointed in myself, but also glad that I did it because Al's traveling for work again.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm not going to see her until the weekend, and I thought about it, and I was like, I just want to hang out with my wife, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of, I just realized that I don't know where my wedding ring is.
Oh, God. That's not good.
Oh, fuck.
You're screwed, man.
I'll figure that one out. And then today I was so tired and just mentally drained. And the thought of getting up and going to the gym and getting beaten on for an hour and a half, 2 hours just did not seem like a good idea. And I got my ass there and I had a great time. And I'm proud of myself and I feel better. And I know that. It's just a mental game, right? Where I know that once I get there, I'm going to have a good time and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to feel great when I come home.
Yeah.
But I couldn't fucking get there. And then I did.
Yeah.
And now you get to deal with the consequences.
Now you're feeling just spectacular. And here I am you're like a bull. Like, you're sort of like a bull. And I have a lasso on, just like on a leg. Like I caught your leg. But you're just too powerful for me to try to...
It's true. I'm a beast. I am very an on or off person. I do not have a cruise control or a mid-range performance. I'm either dead to the world or I'm exploding and I'm all over the place.
You're Shaquille O'Neal or you're Steph Curry. You're not like a Victor Oladipo or a...
No, I'm awake and doing everything I can at once, or I'm sitting on the couch covered in Cheetos. Which isn't true. I actually haven't had Cheetos in a long time. Though I did have a sweet cheat day on Saturday.
Tell me all about it, dude.
Oh my gosh, man. So I went with the cheat day option instead of just the cheat meal because, I don't know, I just said fuck it.
Yeah, dude.
I don't even remember all that I ate, but I ate so much food. Oh, so Saturday, Allie and I had a bona fide lazy day.
Yeah.
Meaning she made me promise that I will not schedule anything and that we will sit and have no plans. The plan was to have no plans all day Saturday.
I like that.
So we got up and had dim sum for breakfast, and I, in classic John fashion, overate on dim sum. But I was there, and it's so good. And, you know, I kind of felt that it wasn't that bad for you because it's a lot of shrimp and you know, steamed stuff.
Yeah, steam makes everything healthy. You could
Yeah.
steam a Snickers bar, and that thing is like eating kale.
Well, technically, if it melts all the chocolate off, then you're just eating the nuts and the nougaties, then you're good to go. I don't know if that's totally how that works, but
no,
you know what
it
I
is.
mean.
It's science. It's
science. And then we got back and we started watching the Jack Ryan show on Amazon Prime.
I've not watched it yet. I've been meaning to get into that. Yeah.
It's good. I liked it a lot. And we wanted snacks, so then I ate a bag of chips and a giant bag of mini Reese cups.
My man, that sounds like a perfect afternoon, dude.
it was pretty fantastic. And then I basically ate every piece of fruit I could find in my house, which doesn't really count as a cheat day, but it kind of does for me because fruit is basically just sugar and carbs, and I try and avoid both those things.
Sure. I think with any kind of sugar, even natural sugars, it's sort of, I mean, and I don't follow this rule at all, but it's probably best in moderation, like anything, right?
Oh, absolutely. And then to top it off, so a guy at my gym, his dad owns a pizza place that's not too far from our house, about 10-minute drive. We're just outside of the delivery zone, which really pisses me off.
Oh, that sucks.
Because I did not want to go out and pick up food, but I wanted to support, a small local business, and he was hyping up the pizza, and I wanted to, like, support a buddy. So Allie and I ordered 2 medium pizzas, a large Greek salad, and I got the biggest donair, or gyro. I don't think you know what donairs are, but no, basically a gyro, that they had, and I crushed it all.
Dang, dude.
I ate an entire medium pizza and a large donair.
Saturday was a day for the ages then, would you say?
I gained 6 pounds in one day.
Had a boy,
oh man, I was drinking orange juice. I let it all go. It was beautiful.
Man. That's awesome.
But it's all good. I got my shit together on Sunday, and I've been working out. And yesterday I didn't go to the gym, but I worked out at home in the morning. I did my morning routine, which is great. But then it also kind of helps justify I don't have to go to the gym. I kind of worked out this morning.
Yeah.
And I basically have lost it all again. But I've hit this weird plateau at 209 pounds, which is really pissing me off.
Are you trying to get sub 2 bills?
I would like to hit 195.
Yeah.
Just because I haven't been under 200 pounds since university, and I'm kind of going against the thing that I always said to people when they asked me to personally train them, and I was like, don't worry about your weight, care about how you look. So my body fat percentage is getting pretty low. And that's continuing to go down. So I keep telling myself that my weight isn't going down, but my body fat percentage is going down, and my abs are starting to come in.
Yeah, muscle.
Yeah, but there's part of me that just really wants to get to 195.
You start doing a lot of
don't say the
running,
C word. Ugh.
A lot of cardio.
I do a lot of cardio. The gym. So jiu-jitsu is a lot more cardio than I think people realize.
Yeah.
It's mostly cardio. So I get a decent amount of cardio, and my morning routine is kettlebells and push-ups and sit-ups. So there's cardio in the kettlebell and stuff. I can't bring myself to run, but I walk. Like, I'll walk the dogs, or I'll go for a walk. If I don't get a full lunch break, I'll walk like 15 minutes outside around the building or something just to clear my head. Yeah. And just my diet, getting my diet on point. I'm pretty calorie restrictive.
Yeah.
I'm improving visually. Yeah. I'm improving. I need to get over the scale thing. The scale thing was really important when I first started cutting down, because it was a pretty clear indicator of dropping fat.
Yeah.
But I've kind of plateaued weight wise, but I'm getting leaner and leaner, so it's not a bad thing. I just have this stupid I want to be 195 goal.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm definitely the wrong person to talk about this, but you do have to feel good about, like you said, about how you look. I think that's most of it, is not getting too into your head about a number, and just sort of be satisfied with what's getting reflected back to you. I think. Well, that's
me,
important.
I'm obsessive.
Oh, I know.
So I weigh myself 4 times a day.
You had your hedge clippers out. You were clipping off your toes earlier, dude. I was like, "What are you doing?" You're like,
"Fastest way, man.
Cutting weight, dude."
There are some jiu-jitsu tournaments coming up in the fall, and I think that's part of it, that I wanted to compete at 195 if I was going to compete. Though at the end of the day, typically they start merging weight classes depending on how many people register to compete. So I very well could come in at 195 and be wrestling with people who are 220.
Yeah.
So it's not really a huge issue. It's just a little personal goal, but I'll get there. Steroids.
There you go. Like Leary said, everybody does it, especially in bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm. I've actually sent some things to Larry.
Have you?
Some questions of. There's a guy at my gym who is a bodybuilder, and he sent me some stuff to help with my shoulders. Not steroids, but just different things. So I've been bouncing
sent you some stuff,
some links to some things that I don't want to do needles, and the more research that I do, the irony is I always thought needles were more serious, but it's actually better for your body to do needles. Your body processes the steroids better. It's not as hard on your internal organs. So everything that I read and my buddy at my gym are all saying, if you want to do something, it's better if you do it through an injection than orally.
Sure.
And I don't want to take that step. I feel that's getting into the dirty zone. But there are some cool recovery injections that you can do, which would help with my back and my neck issues. Mm-hmm. So I've been kind of toying around with that, but I don't think Allie would support me doing any more needle work than I am already, just with draining my ear.
Oh, you're still going with that?
Oh man, it was good for a little while, and then it got ruptured again, so I'm back on the draining routine. Although today I went to the gym and we only have, there's maybe like half a milliliter in there, so it's not too bad. So I don't know if you saw, but I was on the news last Thursday.
That's what I did. Well, obviously I didn't see it, but you sent me something on Snapchat, and
oh yeah, I was checking out the Aston Martin that was there, and the show home. It's for the lottery, so my work does a cash and cars lottery. So I was doing a news bit for it, which was pretty cool. But I went to the gym the night before and got punched in the face. So I had a busted up lip on my left side, and then my ear got really badly bruised. So I drained it, but it was still kind of purplish, you could tell. So I show up, and the camera guy is like walking me through the steps and talking about the camera angles and the shots and what questions they're going to ask me. And he's looking at me. He's like, so which side is your good side? And who beat the piss out of you? I was like, oh man, like my lips busted.
There is no good side.
Yeah. He's like, you couldn't have hurt both sides, the same side of your face. You had to go for both. I was like, hey man. So they did some good camera angles, and you couldn't really tell with the lighting, and they didn't obviously zoom in on my face, which I was grateful for, regardless of whether or not. But it was a pretty interesting experience. My first TV experience.
Yeah, I've been on the news before, but I haven't. It wasn't me getting interviewed. It was that I saw the news, like the news people pulling up, and I was one of those people that are just trolling in the background.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it was like a very like covert troll. Like
Oh, you're not the guy who started the grabber in the pussy trend? I thought that was you for some reason.
No, I'm not saying grab her by the pussy. No, I'm not doing that. But I was just walking back and forth, like
just trying to get as much TV time.
Yep, across the entire way, and then I would like stop, and then I would turn around, and I must have done it like 10 or so times. So I'm certain that people were like, "That guy's just walking back and forth."
You never know, right? Editing, because the camera you might think that the camera guy is far away or has a panoramic shot, but they're really zoomed in on the person. So going back and forth really maximizes the chances of you actually being in the shot. So good job.
Yeah,
And that's how you got famous.
That's it.
And that's how you started your My Free Cams career.
Yep. And that's why half a dozen people regularly watch me Porky Pigging it during the podcast. God, dude. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if I was like, oh, hold on, my stream crashed. I gotta You get that back up mid-podcast recording.
Stand up and there's just a little mushroom cap floating around.
You're like, Zach, why is your shoulder all shaky, dude? Like, don't worry about it.
Dude, man, the under-the-table camera's got to catch these action shots.
I'm working here, dude.
Double dipping, eh? Look at you.
Yeah, man. So, do you ever get on Reddit?
No, I hate Reddit.
Okay.
I avoid Reddit at all costs. Al loves Reddit, and I get mad at her for getting mad at reading Reddit because I know it's just a cesspool of negativity and garbage and people who think they're like internet tough people. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
I don't really care about the comments. I go for the content. Excuse me. Big yawn. I go for the content. So I went on. It's just funny. It's just Reddit /r/funny, and this picture. This picture says how to murder your husband. Author arrested for murdering husband.
Wow. Wow, you literally wrote a book about how to do it and then did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I hope that book sold out. It better not have sold out. Clearly, it's not a good how to do it book.
I don't know. I mean,
she got busted, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on, lady.
So I'm looking.
Better.
I'm on the Oregonian, which is the newspaper coming out of Portland, I think. But yeah, so apparently it was a romance mystery novel, is what the novel was. But she was suspected of gunning down her chef husband in a Portland culinary school. 68 years old, dude. Can you imagine?
How long were they married for, did it say?
27 years.
Wow. She waited 27 years. So I'm pretty sure that if Al is going to murder me, it will happen in the first... It would have happened by now.
Yeah, you'd be bludgeoned already.
I've pushed every envelope possible with that woman, and she has patience like no one else.
Yeah.
I'm also really good at just hiding.
You are. You're able to squeeze yourself into little bitty spots.
Did you know that I have fit through a hole the size of a piece of paper?
When?
8.5 by 11. When I was real big. So the summer or the year before I actually came to Graceland.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
So I was in trades and I was doing confined space rescue and safety training.
Okay.
And that was part of the final exam, was that you had to get yourself through a hole the size that was 8.5 by 12. So it was a 1 inch bigger, but
wow.
Or 8 by 12 or something. But yeah, it was basically the size of a piece of paper.
Yeah, you were a big boy. I mean, even your hair was
I had some crazy hair then too.
Gigantic.
I looked at a picture on Facebook, like one of the memories came up, and it was a picture of me in freshman year, and we were going to play IMs, and I think it was football or something, and I was standing in the hallway. I think I was looking at my phone, and Joe took a picture, or you took a picture of just the hallway.
Yeah.
Wow, I came a long ways.
Sure have.
I've blossomed into a beautiful swan.
We were all terrified of you at the start.
my first like meetings, or not even meetings, like run-ins with Joe, because I went early for soccer and I was not prepared for Iowa heat in August.
Oh yeah.
And dying, and then I didn't know the lounge was a thing until Joe must have been cleaning it out, or someone went in there and didn't close the door. And so I walked by this room. Oh, there's like these couches, and there's a fucking AC unit in here.
Yeah.
So I didn't know any better, so I was just sleeping in there every fucking chance I got. And I was in there sleeping, and the first time Joe came in, and I think he was giving someone a tour of the house, like a parent or something.
No.
And I'm in my shorts, no shirt, just flat out, just on the couch, pillow, blanket, AC blasting, and Joe comes in, and he kind of stops halfway, and he's like, "Oh, you can't sleep in here, bud." And I didn't know who he was, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever, man. and just like waved my hand at him to like piss off.
Oh God. And that's how it all began, dude.
And that's how it began.
That's so funny. Oh my God.
And now I beat the piss out of Joe in ping pong on a regular basis.
Oh God. And he just texted us like,
oh, he was fired up
over the weekend. He's like, God damn it, Johnny, you can't claim those as wins.
Did I not call it?
I knew it.
Everything he would say.
Yep, I knew it. And he's gonna have something to say about this too. We really just need to get Joe back on here. You guys can just hash it out live on the air.
Allie and I need to find a time to come to KC, and then we'll go to Graceland.
Yep.
And back on original neutral.
Yep.
Court. We'll get a table with a nice net. We'll drag it into the America's rooms, and we'll move all the desks that are in there now because I don't give a shit. And we'll live stream it for all of our listeners and viewers.
We used to run this shit.
That honestly, when last time I was there, it was almost a year ago. Because I was there in November.
Yeah, I haven't been in a long while.
Yeah, I was there in November, and we got so many funny looks of just students, freshmen, just looking at us and giving us that look of, who the fuck are these old guys? And why are they playing ping pong in suits as we're slowly stripping down to our undershirts?
That's right. You guys met up there. That's right. It was homecoming.
No, it was for Brad Carr.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember.
I have not been to homecoming, and it makes me so sad. And every year I say I'm gonna go to homecoming, and every year something comes up.
Yeah.
Like this year I was going to go to homecoming, and it's my grandfather's 80th birthday. So I'm going out to the farm to see him.
Yeah, you can't skip that.
But that might have to change if I ever stop being a lazy piece of shit. I got nominated to apply for the alumni board.
Oh, nice.
So I need to do that, but I've just been so busy. And part of the obligations are you have to go to homecoming.
Oh, yeah, because they have their alumni board meeting or whatever, the annual meeting.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I was talking to Nikki because she's on it about what it's like and what she's working on, and it sounds pretty cool. I don't know. I have so much shit going on. I've actually been thinking about cutting some things in my life, some volunteer stuff that I'm doing, to one, just relax.
Yeah.
And then two, make some room for hopefully the alumni board if I get accepted and I apply, but you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Joe, anytime, buddy, you know where I live now. You fly on in. I'll move that ping pong table to anywhere you want.
There we go.
No complaints with light. I will set up floodlights for you. I will get new balls.
No alcohol. Nobody gets any alcohol. You both get...
Don't blame me for your addiction to booze. I'm just kidding. Joe's not addicted to booze.
He's
but
not. He's addicted to
will
pills.
Say,
no, he's not addicted to pills. I'm just kidding.
Joe, if you want, I'll give you my steroid regimen so you can catch up physically.
There you go. You just look like you just need to work on your arm like Quagmire in that episode of Family Guy where he discovers porn.
Oh, he's just super jacked on one side.
Fucking massive arm. That's what Joe needs to do.
Yep. Go into training, Joey.
Popeye that shit.
Speaking of alcohol, fun Johnny fact. I am 52 days sober.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, man. I got super lame about it and actually got an app that keeps track for you and sends you little like, hey, you're doing a good job.
That's awesome, dude. Is that just for health purposes?
Yeah, general physical and mental health, and I go off and I shouldn't say off and on with drinking. I did quit drinking for an entire year once, and it was pretty cool. Yeah. But with my stress levels go up, my go-to is eating and drinking, and like a casual beer when I came home, or a whiskey became 2 or 3, and then it's just like, this is not good in many ways, and I want to get rid of this. And it was giving me some headaches and stuff too, like not hangover headaches,
Yeah.
I might have developed some kind of weird alcohol allergy. So since I've stopped drinking, it's actually really helped with my migraines and stuff. So
That's awesome.
Been pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, there are days where I absolutely crave it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's kind of cool. Just keep going. I'm not saying I'll never drink again, but right now I'm enjoying the benefits. And
Well, and it's not like you're a full-blown addict or something. It's not like you were wasting all of your money on alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was a high functioning alcoholic for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly, I don't even know when the last time I had a drink was. We have alcohol in the house, but I'm not one to just go take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to have and I'm not a beer guy, so I don't go out and get beer.
Yeah.
So I like to have a nice cocktail or something like that, but I just don't.
That's fair.
I don't make it that often, so I actually don't. I cannot tell you when the last time I had a drink was.
And that's not a bad thing. I like beer in summers. I miss having a nice bottle of wine with Allie at dinner.
Yeah.
But I'm a whiskey guy, and I would drink my whiskey neat. So I would drink a lot of it neat. But right before I decided, or I came across this, my doctor basically saying you should stop drinking. We bought so much booze for our basement because we have a kitchen set up in the basement.
Oh yeah.
We have like a wine fridge, and I was building my whiskey collection because I was drinking it all the time. And then we had the wedding. So there's literally probably 10 bottles of wine and God knows how much hard liquor and 100 beers sitting in our basement right now, just taunting me.
Oh dang, dude. Well,
yeah, and I got a sweet bottle of absinthe that Al brought back for me from
I've never
BC.
had that. I've never had
I
absinthe
love it
before. Yeah.
You have to like black licorice. That's the.
Yeah, see, I'm not, I can't do Jaeger either for that same
I'm
reason.
not a big fan of Jaeger, but I love I love absinthe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's the Dutch in me, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. I've never been a black licorice guy.
Oh, Tiger Tail ice cream.
Tiger tail, dude.
I could go for some Tiger Tail right now.
Yeah. You know what? I've got a tub of Toll House cookie dough upstairs. I might go digging into that, just chocolate chip. So
nice. I did not eat, and I'm gonna make a steak after this episode.
Wow, doing it late.
Yeah, I eat weird. I'm a weird eater.
Are you on like a +3 meals a day sort of thing, or are you just doing
fasting.
3 square? Oh, you're doing fast. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to string together typically 16 hours and then 24 hours, 16 then 24. But I'm stringing together back-to-back 24-hour days, so this will be
wow.
Good. It makes food so much better, dude.
I'm sure.
Oh my god.
I'm sure. But is it harder to control how much you eat at that point? Then I mean, if you go a whole day without eating, and then you eat, like I feel like I would just like eat myself into like a stomach ache, like.
Yeah, you do have some flexibility because essentially you can take in 2,000 calories in one meal, right? So or whatever you're trying to limit your calories to. So I'm sitting between 1,700 and 2,000 a day, depending on my activity level. Oh. So you can have a pretty big meal, and it's encouraged to eat decently well because it has to last you through the next day. But part of it too is just stomach shrinking. So, and getting out of habitual eating. So I think I've mentioned this before, but 11:30 comes and my body is telling me you got to get ready for lunch. You're hungry. And if I can wait through that and distract myself until about 12:31, I'm not hungry anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll drink some water and I might have a cup of tea. I could drink a lot of water and I'll have some tea. And if I'm really, really hungry, or if I feel like I'm getting hangry, I'll suck on a mint, which is kind of cheating from the true fast, but it's still enough. Or I chew gum.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with dinner. When I finally get to eat, I get so excited to eat. and then I eat half of whatever I make, and then realize that okay, I'm not really that hungry again. So
that's weird, man. That's really strange.
Yeah, it's just I guess habit and routine and
sure
shrinking your stomach and
sure. I could stand to do that. I did make a pretty bomb dinner though tonight. I put it in the slow roaster. I got a pork butt. Put the pork butt in the slow roaster since like 10 this morning, and put some garlic and some onion flakes and standard stuff on it, but chopped up some apples, threw it in there with it, and
did you use apple cider vinegar?
I didn't. No, I didn't put.
You should. When you slow roast pork, use apple cider vinegar. It will help break down the tissue, and it'll help retain some of the liquid.
Oh, okay.
But it'll break down the tissue really, really nicely, so it'll be very, very tender.
Yeah. Just
like a centimeter. I typically, when I do it in a slow roaster, I put about 3/16 to an quarter inch of fluid of apple cider vinegar on the bottom.
See, I didn't put anything in. I just let itself cook in its own juices, and had a little bit of liquid from the cut up apples in there.
Yeah. Did you shred it?
No. Nope. So I pulled it out and then we just cut it into
sliced it nicely.
Little slices, yeah. And then had some steamed vegetables and some
Look at you being all healthy and shit. That sounds amazing. You are making my mouth water.
Steamed vegetables, and then baked potato. So it was really good, dude. It was actually really good. I was proud of myself. And I'm no chef, so it was
Hey man, slow cookers are awesome. You should at some point you should invest in a smoker.
Let's stop to take a second to talk about our sponsor, Audible. Head over to audibletrial.com/jumbled and get your free 30-day trial and a free audiobook. The book that I'm going to recommend for the month of September is Sklars and Stripes. It's actually not an audiobook. It's an Audible original. So head over, check it out. The whole premise behind Sklars and Stripes. If you don't know, by the way, Randy and Jason Sklar, the Sklar brothers, they are a comedic duo. They're twins. If you haven't listened to their stuff before, also listen to that. But the whole premise of Sklars and Stripes is they go around when they're touring. They go around the city that they're visiting and they pick up things to talk about. And they try to learn as much as they can about the city. And then they go up on stage and they open up with 10 or so minutes of material that they've gathered from just walking around the city and taking it all in. Gives a good insight into other parts of the country. And hey, if you're from whatever specific part of the country that you tune in for, it'll make you laugh as well. Randy and Jason Sklar are really funny guys. Would highly recommend this one. It's unabridged audiobook, 6 hours and 47 minutes, solid amount of time, and you get to keep it. You get to keep it. It's free with a 30-day trial. And, hey, that's it. That's all I'm going to say, guys. Enjoy. audibletrial.com/jumbled. Back to the podcast.
It's the slow cooker of the barbecue world.
The slow cooker of the barbecue world.
Oh, man, it's a game changer. I love smoking stuff.
Yeah, I feel like my dad has one or had one at one point. I'm not sure if he still does, but and I'm not even like a big grill master either. Like I could be better about that, but
that's the thing though. You get a decent smoker, $200. Like it's a bit of an investment, but you want to get a decent one.
Yeah.
And then you can just buy pre-made rubs. You can totally cheat, and people will think you're a fucking master chef. But pre-made
do you get to wear the hat? Do you get to just walk around with the chef's hat all the time?
Yeah, and the apron that says "Kiss the Chef," but the lips are above your crotch.
Perfect, dude. Sign me up. I'm in.
But that's how I started. Honestly, was I got a smoker for my birthday, and then I experimented with rubs, and then I started reading recipes, and you can get really technical and I don't know, creative with it, or you can just go to your grocery store and it will say, this is a great pork rub. I'm like, all right, just slather the shit out of that on your pork butt.
Yeah.
Put it in the smoker. You can leave it. A good habit to be in is to spray it with apple cider vinegar and olive oil mix every 45 minutes. And that, again, will help break down the tissue and add moisture to it. And then a thermometer. I got an $8 thermometer from Amazon. And just you cook it to the right temperature. It is hard to gauge how long something will smoke, like will take to smoke. And if you're trying to get it medium, sometimes you're eating, 45 minutes or an hour early, or sometimes everything's almost done and you're like, oh fuck, I need another half an hour.
Right.
So you have to be pretty relaxed in that sense, but it's so good. And anything I've made in there, people, even when I'm lazy and I just use a pre-made rub, which is not what I do all the times to my friends that eat when I smoke. It's not always pre-made rubs, but they're always saying, oh, this is incredible, I can't believe, like, how did you do this? This is the best I've ever had. I'm like, honestly, man, I just fucking rub and I just cook it to the right temperature.
Meat thermometer and some rubs. That's what.
Yeah,
that's
and getting your meat to room temperature before you put it in the smoker is really helpful as well.
I feel like there are a lot of euphemisms that could be happening right now.
Oh yeah.
The smoker, is that what we're calling it nowadays?
Wait, we're not talking about sex?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
See, yeah, and that's one thing I'm really bad about too. You'd mentioned running out of time. Is I'm really bad at gauging how long things are going to take to cook. So
that's an art form, getting everything to be hot and ready at the exact same time.
Oh, dude, I can't do it. Like, I end up like for the veggies, I had to toss them back in the microwave to give them a little zap because they were just sort of warm by the time that everything else was ready. So
yeah, that happens.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm sure Steph loved that she came home to a nice dinner.
Yeah,
and that you put effort into it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
What a husband.
Yeah, I do what I can. By the way, everybody, welcome to Cooking with
Jumbled.
Cooking with Jumbled. We'll have to do like you'll have to record some sort of can you please do like a video where it's just you in the hat and the apron and nothing else, and then you cook, and then we'll put it up on YouTube. Oh, dude.
So we're doing Friendsgiving in October.
Yeah.
The week after Canadian. It's the week after Canadian Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And I'm busting out the smoker, which reminds me I need to prep something because I want to do like a 30-day cure of something. But I'll try and do something then.
You should just.
It's gonna be cold because there'll probably be fucking snow.
Yeah.
But I'll try and get something to work for you.
If nothing else, just a picture. Just get a picture and we'll slap it up on Instagram or whatever.
Just me opening up the smoker door and just smoke just bellowing out, and we turn around. Oh, hello! I didn't see you there. It's just my butt cheeks.
Yeah, I love it, dude. That's such a good idea.
All right, this has to happen now.
All right.
But now you reminded me I need to go and get meat.
Ah, dang, dude.
I need the meat. Dude, I saw on Facebook this crazy thing where it was a steak. Well, they got basically a beef loin, and he coated it in 2.5 inches of butter, salted the meat, completely covered this thing in butter, and then let it cure for 30 days or something.
Yeah.
And then took it out and just sliced probably inch and a half thick pieces, all of the butter, and just put that slab plus all of the butter just in a pan and cook it, and it looked so fucking good.
Dang.
I want to do like a long-term cure. I'm going to sort that out this weekend, actually. That's going to be my mission.
There you go, man.
Is I'm going to get something curing. Ooh, baby.
So you'd mentioned that you wanted to discuss a couple different things. I'll let you pick whichever one you want to dive into first.
Well, let's go into the short one, even though it's a little bit delayed. So I tried to watch the fight, the Logan Paul fight and KSI. And for guys who run everything on social media, I was surprised at how hard it was to find that fight on YouTube. But then I assumed they probably did. It was a pay-per-view thing or something. It was. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
So I did see a couple highlight videos, and I have to say I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And that those guys actually took time to learn how to box.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't. I was expecting just two nerdy YouTubers flailing around, but I guess too, if you're Logan Paul and you're making whatever it is, $1 million a month making garbage YouTube videos,
right?
God bless your soul, Logan Paul. You can take the time to get, to invest into training, into boxing. So I have to say, based on the highlights, which is not very accurate, I would have thought that Logan Paul definitely won the early rounds, but I think he gassed, and KSI turned it on. So I'm not upset about the draw. I did watch an interesting thing breaking down the idea of the event, and that it was all just a shtick to get Logan Paul's brother more viewers. So
it could have been that for sure.
So they broke down. It was basically who had the most to gain and lose between that ordeal.
Yeah.
So they broke down the data of viewers who converted from KSI to Logan Paul and back and forth, and new viewers and whatever, based on the amount of like video content that they released leading up to the fight to promote it.
Yeah.
And basically Logan Paul's brother did the least amount of work promoting it and had the most significant gains from both sides on a social media platform.
That's wild.
And that it was kind of net zero for like Logan Paul and KSI both had some gains from it, but it wasn't huge, and they did the most work at promoting it, which feels, whatever, kind of funny. So that was the conspiracy, that it was all just a ploy to boost what's his face, Baby Paul's social media.
I would believe it. I don't put anything past Logan Paul anymore. And to be truthful, I've never watched anything that KSI made for YouTube. Have no idea what kind of content he makes. I know he's got millions and millions of subscribers, but I've yet to watch a single video. I can't stand watching the Logan Paul stuff because it feels like he's screaming all the time. And
it's the same thing. Like, I've tried to do some research and figure out what is this guy, and I will admit that a couple of his videos made me chuckle, but it's basically an activity and then him snapping his head up and looking really surprised and screaming. That's all.
Yeah,
that's just what I get from it, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if that's right or not, but
he's appealing to a certain audience for sure. I mean,
it's that hyperactive 12 to 16-year-old girl who sees this surfery blonde dude with a six-pack and want to obsess about him, right? And again, I don't know if I want to say I don't think he's creative, but I will give him props for creating a business plan and capitalizing on a market.
Oh, sure.
From a business perspective, fucking rice, man. Good on you. I would sell out and make that happen if I could.
Oh, he's crushing for sure from a business standpoint. I do feel like there's probably a little bit of I don't know how I'd feel personally myself if I were just
for $1 million a month. Zach, tell me what you wouldn't do for. We had a whole bit about what you would do for $50. Imagine $1 million a month.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's it's a different thing, right?
I would do horrible things to good people for $1 million a month.
$1 million a month, man. Yeah, I guess that. I mean, that's it. Everybody's got to have their limits, though, right? Like.
Yeah, but acting stupid on YouTube and making sure you keep a sweet six-pack and just looking goofy, surprise goofy with surfer hair, is not a hard shtick, and then making couple minute videos here and there, and sometimes you fuck some up, but even when he fucks them up, he still comes out ahead, so whatever.
Yeah, I haven't liked Logan Paul for a while though, even before his YouTube stuff started taking off, because he was a big Viner.
Yeah, he was like led the way on Vine, right?
Yeah, and there was, I don't know if you've heard anything about any of it, but there was this early on in Vine, like these two people's like got together, whatever. It's like Jesse Smiles and I can't remember the dude's name. It doesn't matter. He's a piece of shit. But anyway, apparently it date raped her or whatever. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then but Logan Paul was on the side of the dude saying that she was lying and stuff, and I just don't like him as a person in general. He's sort of a garbage human being, but he's killing it with the YouTube game, so I can't really hate on him from a business perspective, but he's just a garbage guy. Not my cup of tea.
I agree. But whatever. So that was my super late fight analysis of looking at highlights.
Yeah.
I promise you guys the McGregor-Khabib fight will be a lot more in depth.
Yeah.
I talked to Jared about it. We're actually going to take notes when we watch it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're going to get real nerdy in this, or
we'll get him in here to
we'll
talk
get
about
really into the fight and then just forget about what we're doing.
Yeah.
So the other thing on staying on the line of combat, I wanted to get your take on the Eminem versus MGK rap battles, diss tracks that's going on right now.
It's hands down Eminem just completely annihilated.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that, and maybe so. Killshot was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And I've probably invested more time into listening to Killshot and Rap Devil than I probably should have or would like to admit.
Mm-hmm.
So I will start this conversation by saying I knew the name MGK.
Yeah.
I did not know what he looked like. And I did not well, I guess I kind of knew what he looked like, but I did not really know who he was.
Right.
And I'd never listened to any of his music before.
No, me either. Yeah.
So in that sense, he's winning. Obviously, I knew who Eminem was, and I love him dearly.
Yeah.
So I was in some kind of weird YouTube rabbit hole the other day, and then I started seeing reaction videos to the diss tracks, and then the tracks themselves, and then people analyzing. I was like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? And then I watched really lame interviews about how Eminem got into it and the history and whatnot. I actually think Rap Devil is a better song. I don't think the disses were as good.
Yeah, it's a better song. I mean, if you're going for a catchy song that you could play somewhere, then definitely Rap Devil is the song for you. But that's the thing that really caught me about Eminem's track, because it's just 3.5-4 minutes long of just
a simple beat and
just a diss. There's no hook. It's just like,
yeah, he just goes. Which, yeah, I give MGK credit for taking on Eminem, but it's the same thing though. And I don't know, maybe I'm hanging out with Jared too much. I'm becoming super paranoid. Not that Jared's paranoid, just saying in general,
right?
Aware of conspiracies, that like this was just a publicity move, I think, for MGK, because I would be interested in seeing the analytics on his downloads and his touch points, I guess. Since this has come forward, he's got me as a listener. I was listening to his shit today on Spotify. I'm totally sucked in. I think he's I think he's good. I think I enjoy his music for the most part, honestly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I like every one of his songs, but I also don't like every song from Eminem.
No.
So I'm excited. I hope this rival goes. It's cool that M's making some new music, and I love when people bring out him being visceral and just tearing through people. Yeah. That's him. That's him. That's 8 Mile Eminem, right? Like that's just makes me so happy, in his creativity, and I just think it really pushes him. He can write catchy songs, there's no doubt about it.
Right.
But when he give that man a purpose, and it's pretty funny what he comes up with.
Yeah, and it's just it's really amazing how he can string together all of these verses out of nowhere. I mean, you got to think, like, he probably didn't put too much time into making that diss track. Honestly, I mean, if you're Eminem and it's like if you're a Great Dane and a Chihuahua comes nipping at your heels, you're not gonna care. You know, you're big. You know, You know, he didn't have to address it, and it took him a little bit to address it. But I'm sure he probably just busted it out in a night or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's probably one of those things that it's the shark concerning himself with the minnow.
Right.
That, you know, he probably put some time towards it, but it's probably one of those things that he you know, planned on doing when he didn't have a million other things going on. It was kind of a filler activity for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting. I think the general consensus is that Killshot just crushed the shit out of MGK, and I'd probably agree. I'll probably go listen to it after this episode and just give him another jive to see. But I would agree the disses on M's track were better. But Rap Devil is pretty creative, and it has a good hook.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all. There's it's sort of like, I like to equate, and it's a weird equation, but I like to equate Eminem to somebody like lyrically like Bo Burnham, where there's so much depth to what you're listening to that you have to listen to it about 14 times to get all of the little intricacies. So there's just so much to it. So
I really miss original Bo Burnham.
I know
his first album, and the videos that he made were so fucking good.
Have you seen his most recent stand up on Netflix though?
No, is it good?
Oh, dude, it's his best. I mean, it was like the one that he said is going to be his last one. I hope that he has a change of heart. He's been doing a lot of like directing and stuff like that. But it's amazing. It's one of the best hours that I've seen.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I'll make my steak and then I'll watch that tonight.
I'll have to see. What is that called? I'll have to. I mean, you'll be able to find it. I can't.
Yeah, I'll find it. No problem.
Make Happy. That's what it's called.
Make Happy. Okay, it's kind of a cool story. I like how he progressed. I mean, he kind of did some cool things when he was a super geeky, nerdy kid on YouTube. Right. And then made this career, but it didn't seem to break him. That he talked about mental health and the challenges with that, and performing all the time, and that he's found other ways to be creative. Yeah, you know. And I just feel, I don't know much about him, so I'm really just scratching the surface of this. But my perception as him is that he didn't lose himself in everything that took place.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and I think that's cool. You know, that he seems like a pretty chill dude.
I mean, he's doing so well in stand-up that if he went on to just pump out 4 or 5 more, you know, hours or whatever, just like everybody else, he would do just fine. He'd continue to sell out on tours. He'd continue to make incredible content, but I think there's something to it where he sees more in himself or different outlets that he wants to pursue, and I think that's admirable that he's willing to leave something that is going so well for him to pursue something that is sort of unknown. Yeah,
to keep pushing himself.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
But yeah, make Happy, dude. Listen to it. It's amazing. I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but there's this whole just the end of the hour, he really saves all of his ammunition for the last song. So you'll know it when you see it. But the other thing about Bo Burnham is it's all so scripted. Like the entire hour, like some comedians will riff, they'll have their jokes they want to dive into, and then maybe do a little bit of crowd play or something like that. But Bo Burnham is like down to a T, because he's got a guy sitting in a light booth who's doing like little light cues, and it has to be exact
on time.
Yeah, so every show you're getting from Bo Burnham is probably the same as any other show. It's just
Interesting.
It's just whether or not the audience is with
enjoying
him.
it as much. Yeah.
So, so yeah, dude, you're gonna enjoy it. I actually might watch that again too.
Well, let's wrap this bad boy up. We're pretty close to the hour.
Cool.
And I will give that a looky-loo.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. Johnny, it's good to see you, bud. And
you too.
Looking forward to next week already, man. If you guys want to check us out on all social media, we're at Jumbled Podcast. Just look us up. If you want to send emails, that would be jumbledpodcast@gmail.com or johnny.jumbled@gmail.com.
Oh, yeah.
And a yet to be created email address that I thought it'd be pretty cool to create like a zach.jumbled@gmail, and then we could have listeners send us like questions that we can both see in the email. See in the email.
Well, I don't
I
check the Jumbled, so.
Well, that's okay. Well, if you're not checking the Jumbled, then just send it to the Jumbled, and I'll look at it. But I thought that'd be sort of cool for our listeners to reach out that way and have and just get our takes without both of us seeing it.
I sense a really interesting Twilight parody of Team Zach, Team Johnny.
Which one am I? Am I Edward or am I the other dude, the werewolf guy? Don't make me Edward. Don't make me Edward.
I personally see myself as the werewolf dude.
Okay. Maybe we can both be the
Jacob,
werewolf. Yeah,
Jacob, right?
Maybe we can both be like alternative Jacobs, because I don't want to be a sparkly vampire. I don't believe in it.
He's not a vampire. He is an ice fairy. And I think I've gone on this rant. So I love anything that has to do with vampires or werewolves. And when you put them together, it makes me real happy.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Allie's, like our bridal party, actually walked down the aisle to the wedding song from Twilight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A little nerdy. See if anyone caught it. A few people did and got a good chuckle.
That's funny.
And I like Twilight. I enjoyed it. I watch him strangely regularly. But it still pisses me off that they call them vampires, and they can go in the sun, and they are literally just ice fairies.
Yeah, no, I'm Team Blade. Give me Blade. I want a vampire that kills other vampires. That's what I want. All right.
Oh man, Blade was so good and so bad, and then so good.
I heard they're gonna be redoing Blade or something like that. Maybe
with like Donald Glover.
I think it was like Jamie Foxx or something like. No, it wasn't Jamie. Oh, that was
Jamie Foxx is too
Spawn.
old.
He's doing Spawn.
He's doing Spawn.
Yeah. Which should be pretty awesome. But I'm getting off topic.
That's true. We went into a whole different. Let's hold these notes for next week's episode.
There we go. I'll try to remember. And where was I? Oh, you're listening to us somewhere. Keep listening there, or you can head over to anywhere else that we're hosted. Unfortunately, SoundCloud recently got the axe because they're just not. We can't upload there anymore. So I actually might remove all content and just make like a little recording that says, "Hey, we're over here," and put it up on SoundCloud. So if you're listening and you somehow found us from SoundCloud, keep listening where you're at. Google Play Music, iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Player.fm. Did I say Spotify? Anyway, we're all over the place. Head over to iTunes, give us a rating and review. 5 stars, please. And thank you. And if you want to, please head over to our sponsor's website. That would be audibletrial.com/jumbled. And check out all the stuff they got. And you're going to find something. There's like 18 kajillion titles. You're going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And then head over to patreon.com/jumbled and give that $500 tier so we can dress up like women. Looking forward to that.
Ooh, yeah.
Johnny, have you bought your
I have
you bought your lingerie?
so many.
Do you have your lingerie?
so many different outfits prepared, and I have mastered the tuck.
Oh, there we go, dude. There we go. All right, guys. We'll see you next week for another episode of Jumbled, your favorite podcast.
About butts made of pork. Pork butts. Come on, guys. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Gross, guys. Ugh. See you later.
Bye.